About waffles, they're always on my mind. Then I find your letter and you're saying that you're leaving. How can you be so unkind? I know that I am larger than I used to be, but I don't think that you'd understand why. Cause those evil yellow waffles got a hold of me. I gotta eat them until I die. Fried chicken and waffles are really good. I could eat them all day long. You gotta try them together before you judge. That's the reason I wrote this song. Fried chicken and waffles are really good. I could eat them all day long. You gotta try them together before you judge. That's the reason I wrote this song. Who can understand me. I'm looking for a friend to help me cope, someone to hook me up with my maple flavored vice. It's a long shot, but you gotta have hope. It's been a year since you walked out my door, since you said we had different kinds of kicks. She was into fitness and stupid stuff like that. She thought my waffle habit was sick. Fried chicken and waffles are really good. I could eat them all day long. You gotta try them together before you judge. That's the reason I wrote this song. Fried chicken and waffles are really good. I could eat them all day long. You gotta try them together before you judge. That's the reason I wrote this song.
Well, that sure was interesting. Here is to another 250 years.
The Live Stream Code and Rating Administration has rated this online event PG. All ages admitted. Please be kind and stay on topic.
Good evening and welcome to the Good Stuff Live. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and if things look a little bit different, it's only because they are. It's only because they are. I am doing tonight's live stream from my Microsoft Surface tablet because this webcam has given up the ghost. I was doing a channel member live stream a couple of weeks ago and everything crashed, and I thought that was weird, but then it was working. Everything was working fine after that, but this evening this everything did the same exact thing. It crashed while I was setting up the live stream, and I tried to get this guy working again, and it does not want to connect. I have to think that I haven't heard of a webcam ever going bad, but maybe it's entirely possible. All right, so tonight we are talking all about ReMIND magazine. I've got the July and August double issue here. So with Debbie Reynolds on the cover. Great cover. It's all about Americana as we are celebrating the 250th birthday of this great nation. And in just a little bit, I'll go over some of my favorite things that are in this double issue. But before we do that, let's say hello to everybody who's hanging out with us tonight. So let me go on up to the top of the chat here and see what we have. Channel member Angela McCardle says, just popping in to say hello. I'm really tired from my first day at my new job. Congrats on that, Angela. So I'm going to watch this later. Peace. And she also shared her milestone message, which is awesome. Angela has been a supporting member of this channel for 38 months. So if things seem as a little slow and laggy, I apologize for that tonight. Again, it's because I'm going over Wi-Fi where I normally go over an Ethernet connection with my desktop computer. We're just going to have to muddle through. Channel member John Collins is here, says hello to Angela, says hello to me. Kenneth Wilkinson is here as well. Let's see. Gary Carpenter is here. Channel member Sarah, a.k.a. My Flock is Everywhere, says hello. Let's see. Who else is here hanging out? Lots of conversation going on between everybody. Looks like Melina Long is here, giving us all sorts of cool factoids. Warren Beatty, who knew? Northwest University dropout. Jerry Gillespie's here. Welcome, Jerry. Good to have you with us. In response to the song I played prior to the start of tonight's live stream, channel member Superplex says waffles and fried chicken sounds like a recipe from the South. I believe it originated in the South. Boy, do I love it, though. So much so, I wrote a song about it. Gary Carpenter says Lance is here in spirit. I'd like to think he is here with us in spirit. Thanks for bringing that up and sharing the spirit of Lance Chaffin with us here tonight, Gary. Let's see who else we have. Channel member Tracy Roth-Myers just got done celebrating a birthday. Happy belated birthday to you, Tracy, and welcome to the live stream tonight. Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse, my buddy Uncle Paul, a.k.a. Gus, and so many other wonderful characters. Hello to the Playhouse from the Good Stuff Live here in Kaysville, Utah. So let's see, is there anyone else here? Scroll through real quickly. Let's see. Oh, wow. Jerry Gillespie says, by the way, I will be at a clinical trial for 22 days and will be paid handsomely. Just return to us in one piece, Gary. Unless they're, Jerry, unless they're going to make you bionic. I mean, and still I want you in one piece, but if you can have bionic pieces attached to you, that's okay. Let's see. Good luck with that clinical trial. Just scrolling through to make sure I got everybody that popped into the chat. I want to say hello to them as well. Cindy D says Lance will be with us always. Yes, he will. And the Playhouse adores Debbie Reynolds, and Dave Sundstrom adores Debbie Reynolds. She's awesome. Aloha Paradise. Singing in the Rain. Adrian James is here. Hello, Adrian. Good to have you with us. I think that's it. I think we've said hello to all the folks that have popped into the chat. So here's the plan for tonight. We'll talk a little bit about ReMIND magazine. I'll share a vintage commercial from 1976. Make a heartfelt plea to all of you from ReMIND magazine and from yours truly. then we will give away a subscription to ReMIND Magazine, a 1-year subscription to this fantastic publication. We will give that away, and then we will play some trivia. All that over the course of the next 50 minutes. So the new ReMIND Magazine came out, and like I said, the July-August double issue is all about this great nation and all the things that make it so wonderful, all the pop culture, retro stuff that makes it so wonderful. Cindy, I did. I said hello to you. Cindy D is here. I read your comment about Lance, but hello. Good to have you with us, Cindy. By the way, I'm lucky that I saw that comment. It's hard for me to present and look at the chat at the same time. So, but hello, Cindy D. All right. And there are some really great articles in this double issue for July and August. Let me just share a few of them. We're not going to go into any sort of depth, but a few of my favorites. This is an American hit parade. It talks about all sorts of great songs that are all about America. Most of these songs I knew. Talks about one of my favorites, Living in America by James Brown there. But I have never heard Ragged Old Flag by Johnny Cash, and that's something I've got to listen to. America by Neil Diamond. Born in the USA by The Boss, Bruce Springsteen. This is something that I actually am jonesing to do, which is take a road trip down Route 66. This is a great little guide for that. And then, see, I want to find out all about this Chicken Boy Muffler Man. Let's see. And before I go to the next thing that I love about ReMIND Magazine, I'm going to address this super chat from John Collins. Always so generous, so kind. John, you're one of the best. I totally appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a valued member of this community. He says, PSA, remember that mental health is very important. And Dave, are you still going to use my comment from the Leaving the Beaver video that you made? You know, here's the problem with getting as old as I am, John. I don't even remember. I don't remember what I said I was going to do. I'm going to have to go back and, was it something we talked about via text, or is it something I said in one of the comments? Maybe you can offline remind me of that so that I can remember to do that. Because I don't remember it right now. My memory is getting really bad, and it's kind of scary because, you know, that's my mom actually started having some serious memory issues in her early 70s, and I'm only 10 years away from that. So hopefully that's not me. All right. Sarah says, Dave, you're on my TV now. You're famous. Whoo! I don't know about famous. Infamous, maybe. Infamous. And Tracy says, Dave, thank you again for the birthday wishes. That was really special. I actually recorded a video for Sarah to play on her live stream. Let's see. What did I say? John says, you said that you enjoyed the phrase, you enjoyed the fact that Hollywood keeps turning out the next and the next and the next. And you said you're going to use that in an upcoming video. That still doesn't ring a bell. So maybe, I hate to do this to you, but a little bit more, maybe offline, because I'm going to have to investigate more than I can do on this live stream right now. No one wants me to do that. They want me to talk about these things, give away a subscription, and play some trivia. But offline, let's work on that. And if it's something I promised to do during a live stream, I apologize for not remembering to do it, John. Let's see. Yeah, my brain is melted, that's for sure. I need to start taking something like Prevagen. I am taking some supplements, but not Prevagen. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder what Neil Diamond would think of his song today. My guess is that he'd still be very proud. He's still, he's still around. My guess is he's very proud of that song. It's a wonderful song, and we live in a wonderful country, despite whatever your politics are, right? Whether you lean left, right, or you're like me, you're independent and you just vote your conscience. this is still a country to be very proud of and to love. And you know what? Just like family, sometimes they don't always do what you want them to do, but by gum, you still got to love them. All right. Top eats and treats. Now, this is my kind of article, speaking about chicken and waffles. It's not on here, I don't think. Oh, there is the Waffle House. So they cover the Waffle House right there, number 16. But really great article, really fun. And then this Offbeat America article, so good. And then when it goes into the decades part of the magazine, because they always cover the 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. The 50s is 1956. And then you go to, of course, look at there. There's the dynamic duo for 1966. And, oh, look at that. The peanut farmer himself, Mr. President Jimmy Carter in 1976. Rocky the movie, CB radios. 1986. I remember that Lady Liberty celebration. And of course, I remember Top Gun. 1996, the Atlanta Summer Olympics. Independence Day. Wow. Man, time has flown. That just seems like not that long ago. Okay. That's enough about this. There's one more thing, though. This is really good. In the back section, there's some reader submissions where they submit memories. And this whole thing on Walter Cronkite, fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Enough. Let me read a few comments. John says, I have to admit that I actually enjoyed the speech on the 4th of July because they have so many veterans of all different wars. That was cool that we're still living and it wasn't just all about him. He still got political and partisan more than I would have liked to have seen him I've seen him done on that speech. I wanted to have him keep it apolitical, just celebrate the nation, right? And he didn't quite do it, but I will admit there were some really good parts there. Some of them parts of that speech were really, really got you right there, right? Or, excuse me, right over here. Let's see. Ward Arcade says, I'm proud to be a U.S. American, even if there are some I wish didn't share my nationality. You know what? That is not something I do. I don't wish there's no one in this country, regardless of their political beliefs, that I don't want to share in the greatness of this wonderful land. I remember a time when, you could be a Republican and your neighbor could be a Democrat and you could be best friends. And that didn't mean that your ideology was watered down in any way. They could still believe one way and you could believe another, but we somehow still managed to not be divisive. We somehow still managed to love our neighbors. That's the country that I hope someday we can go back to. Gregoria Champion says there's a Waffle House a few yards where I'm at. That's awesome. You should go get some waffles, dude, and get a piece of fried chicken on top of it. You'll love it. Cindy D says, love Jimmy Carter. Yeah. He wasn't always a great president, I thought. I didn't love all his decisions as a president, but I love the man. Good-hearted man. Yeah, there wasn't a Debbie Reynolds pinup in here, I don't think. Was there a pinup at all this month? Which is kind of sad. You need a pinup. No pinup this month. Bummer. Let's see. Zuperplex says, International House of Pancakes. Who would have thought you could market a pancakes as a restaurant chain? Lots of companies did. Denny's. Of course, IHOP. There's some other ones too. There's what is it called? The Original Pancake House. We have that here in Utah. It's a chain. And then there's all sorts of local diners too, right? Ward says, who would have imagined that President Carter would have lived to 100 back in 76? Not I. Let's see. Cindy D says, have you ever submitted anything to the magazine, Dave? Cindy, are you not aware that I write for ReMIND magazine? I don't write for the printed arm of the magazine. I am employed as a contract journalist on the website. So if you go to Google and type in Dave Sundstrom ReMIND magazine, you will find hundreds of articles that I've written over the last couple of years for ReMIND magazine. So yeah, they keep me busy. I write roughly 2 to 3 articles a week for them. Let's see. Hey, look at that. It's Terrell. He says, hey, Dave, happy belated 4th of July. Same to you, my friend. Cindy D. There were things I didn't like in the speech either. I mentioned it did not stay nonpartisan, non-political, and there were some things I didn't like. I don't like that he started our president, and I will call him that, our president, because he is our president. I did not like that our president has decided to refer to Democrats as communists. That's simply not true. And it's just another example of the name calling that he employs that has created such a divisive nation. Let's see. Ward says, I will say that I'm glad to have a good memory of the bicentennial. Oh, me too, buddy. Me too. I have such sweet memories of 1976. And by the way, if you haven't watched my video on 1976, I'd encourage you to do so. Let's see. Jerry Gillespie says, Joby Baker, he was terrific with Ronnie Shell on Good Morning World. Pity it was only a season. I did not know that we had lost Joby. Thank you so much for sharing. Zuper says, channel member Zuperplex says, don't wish to celebrate the president and the prostitutes, the American democracy. You don't have to celebrate him. Right? And it's okay to not like some of the things that he does, or all of the things that he does. That's one of the beautiful things about this country, is that we have that privilege, we have that right, and we can share and voice our opinions without fear of repercussion. Hopefully that doesn't end. Let's see. Cindy D says, I enjoyed the bicentennial minutes in Schoolhouse Rock. Me too. Those were great. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer says, Waffle House is exactly a mile from my apartment. Very cool. You better be going there, Tracy. Check it out if you haven't. I suspect a gal like you have. You've checked out the Waffle House. Let's see. Kenneth Wilkinson says, we were in Plains, Georgia once. We pulled into Billy Carter's gas station. We saw Billy Carter. He autographed a beer can for me. How awesome is that? I hope you still have that beer can. If you do, send me a picture of it so I can post it to the channel's community page. Let's see. Ward says to Cindy D, those were fantastic. They sure did teach what was amazing about U.S. history. Yes, they did. And Gary Carpenter points out that Schoolhouse Rock is on YouTube. I love Schoolhouse Rock. Ward says, Sir Dave, could you tell me what chains sell ReMIND magazine? I've been looking all over town without luck. I don't know. They used to be at like your Barnes and Noble and that type of thing, but I think they've gone strictly to a subscription model. And that's okay because, I mean, you're paying $6 for this at the newsstand, and you can get it for, if you use the link in the description section of this live stream, you can get a year for $12. So that's like the cost of 2 issues. So you just do it. You just subscribe to the magazine through that link. It helps the channel, by the way, and it builds and strengthens my partnership with ReMIND magazine if you use that link, and you get a heck of a deal. Let's see. Cindy D says, nope, I'm not aware of that. I haven't been able to watch as much as I should. Okay, going to seminary school right now. How cool is that? Let's see. Terrell says, would you please consider doing a deep dive into Gary Marshall's short-lived flop, Me and the Chimp? Man, I don't think I've ever seen an episode of that. With Ted Bessel, it ruined his career. I'll have to do some research on that, Terrell. Sounds interesting. Terrell says, we didn't have a cookout this year because my mom has been quite ill for some time. I'm so sorry to hear that. Let's see. Oh, Me and the Chimp was the start of Cammie Kotler's career. Yeah, she later on became part of the Walton family. Channel member Superplex says, warships from the world joined us celebrating the bicentennial in New York City. I remember that. I do too. Yeah, we're all sorry to hear that, Terrell. Hope everything's okay. Gregoria Champion says, conjunction, junction, what's your function? Let's see. Uncle Paul says, I remember being 13 and 76. My late sister Donna had told me how old we would be in 2026. Well, I made it and remember my late sister Daly, who passed in 2018. You and I, along with our furry little friends that by George, and boy, I'm drawing a blank on your friend. You got to tell me that name again. Along with that, unfortunately, we have another thing in common. We've lost sisters. So, and I remember mine daily as well. So R.I.P. Donna. John says, channel member John Collins says, are you going to be able to make the next live stream with different equipment, Dave? Probably not. I'm going to be away from my house for the next few days. And, but next week I won't be live streaming. The week after that, 7/20, we'll be doing emergency trivia. Sarah, aka My Flock is Everywhere, has agreed to join me. So cool to do that. Appreciate you, Sarah. And she's going to be my guest victim as I throw emergency trivia at her and the rest of you. Emergency, what a great TV show. I watched an episode of that a couple days ago. Let's see. Adrian James is here, says, I watched some episodes of the Golden Girls and they were great, weren't they? They sure were. Ronald Reagan's one of his favorite TV shows, I believe. And let's see. Folks are just talking amongst themselves, so I'm going to go ahead. Terrell says his mom is on dialysis. So sorry about that. That's tough. Let me hide this comment. Let's do this. Let's get ready to give away a subscription to ReMIND magazine, and then we'll do our trivia. And our channel member, Rachel in 208, you just made it. So glad to have you here. So here's the deal. And Gina's Artisan Jewelry's here. Welcome. Good to have you with us as well. Let me go ahead and share my screen for a moment. There we go. Hashtag ReMIND. If you want to be in the running for the annual subscription to ReMIND magazine, please, in the chat right now, enter hashtag ReMIND. I'm going to play a vintage commercial, a ReMIND magazine heartfelt plea, and then we'll come back and give away that subscription. So get hashtag ReMIND into the chat right now, folks, and I'll be right back.
And now, these messages.
Fellow Americans, stop dragging your feet. Wear kitties when you're going to go out on a date.
Look great.
But do you know your feet need a little love?
Kitty knows.
What an agonizing, enterprising, hard kind of day you spend working overtime. You.
Live its ball.
You. When you shop, you need shoes for it all. To say comfort and style. If you're young at heart or young enough to remember, come to Kitty and explore at the Great American, Great American, Great American Shoe Store.
Folks, if you love classic TV, movies, and all things retro, you need to check out ReMIND magazine. Every single issue of this thing is a blast from the past. It's packed with retro trivia, puzzles, and awesome articles looking back at your favorite pop culture icons from the 50s through the 90s. I absolutely love reading it and writing for these guys as well, and I know you will too. So head on over to the description section of this live stream and click on the link to subscribe right now. Using the link, by the way, not only gets you an awesome magazine, but because I am a ReMIND affiliate, it's also an awesome way to support this channel. So thank you guys so much. Now let's get back to the festivities.
It's time to find out who the lucky winner of the ReMIND magazine subscription is going to be tonight. Let's do this thing.
All right, let's do this thing. Let me go ahead and click on, there's 9 folks. Only 9 of you want to have a subscription to ReMIND magazine. That's okay. That's okay. I can't force anybody to put their name in the hat. Let's go ahead and see, great odds for those 9 people. Let me go ahead and click the draw button and we'll see who our winner is tonight. John Collins is our winner tonight. John, remind me if you are already a subscriber to ReMIND Magazine. If you are, I can send you an alternate gift, and we can do a second drawing. So I'm just going to wait for a second here and let me know if you already subscribe to ReMIND Magazine. If you don't, that's fantastic. But I'll wait for just a second because I do want to make sure that we give away a subscription this evening. So let me know. I do have an alternate gift planned for you if by chance you are already a subscriber. You are. Okay, let me go ahead and do the drawing one more time. And here we go. Rachel in the 208. Rachel, tell me if you are already a subscriber to ReMIND Magazine. If you are, I have an alternate gift for you as well. If not, like I said, fantastic. So I am going to, everybody's congratulating Rachel now. Let's see if, in the back of my head, I recall that maybe she had won. Let's see. Odds are, if she is already, oh, she says, wow, no, I'm not. Okay, Rachel, congratulations. I am so happy for you over there in the 208, my neighboring state of Idaho. You're going to love ReMIND Magazine. Let me put my email address on real quick, and then you can go back and look at it later, or you can freeze your, I would recommend looking at it later. There's my email address if you don't already have it. Just send me your physical address and I'll forward it on to the editor that I send all my articles to, and she'll set you up with a free subscription to ReMIND for an entire year. So congratulations. That is awesome, Rachel. So very, very cool. Okay. And John, let's we got some talking to do afterwards anyway about other stuff, but let's I'll let you know what I got in mind, and you can let me know if that works for you. So all right, folks, let's do some trivia. What do you say? Let me remove that off the screen, and let me add something else to the screen here. Got my trivia up and running. All right, I think we're going to do 15 questions. We'll stop after 5 questions. We'll stop after 10 questions. And then at the end, we'll get everybody's final score. But these are questions all about television, classic TV shows from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And of course, I'm going to put a timer up on the screen. Let me get my little timer handy here. I will not be able to see the chat right now as I'm controlling the timer, controlling the questions on the trivia. I won't be able to see what's going on in the chat. So please, folks, if I don't respond to something, please don't feel bad. Please do not feel bad. I'm going to quickly double check and make sure I haven't missed any milestone messages or any super chats. I have not. So I'll check again at the end, but I won't be checking anytime soon. So let's go ahead and start with question number 1. You can share your answers in the chat. You can do what I do, which is just lock them in my noggin. You can write them down on a piece of paper. I don't care what. Like I said, we'll check scores after 5, after 10, and at the end of the quiz. The first question is, in the 1970s sitcom All in the Family, what was the specific name of the neighborhood in Queens where the Bunkers lived? Let me get that timer up and running. There we go. Your choices are A, Rockaway, B, Astoria, C, Bayside, or D, Flushing? I do not know the answer to this. I'm not an All in the Family expert. We go ahead and take the timer off the screen. I think we've given everybody plenty of time. And the correct answer, I don't know. I'm going to say Flushing. No. The correct answer is Astoria. Archie and Edith Bucker lived at 704 Hauser Street in the Astoria section of Queens, New York. So Flushing is a major Queens hub, but not the correct answer. So I am already down one. Just one question in. All right, next question. Let me go ahead and get... The question is, which 1960s series featured a family that moved from Sneedville to a mansion in Beverly Hills after discovering oil? Oh, I think this is super easy. Your choices are A, Petticoat Junction, B, the Beverly Hillbillies, C, the Munsters, or D, Green Acres. This is the equivalent of your middle spot in bingo, where you just your free spot. It's a gimme. Diet Coke's really hitting the spot tonight. Yeah, again, I apologize for the technical difficulties we've having tonight. I'm not using my normal webcam. Everything feels laggy on my end. I'm hoping that it isn't on your end. But yeah, I'm running the live stream through a Surface tablet tonight because my webcam has died on me and things just weren't working. All right, correct answer here has got to be the Beverly Hillbillies. Yes, the Clampett family moved from the Ozarks, specifically near Sneedville, to California after Jed struck good old Texas tea. Next question. On the 1980s TV series, detective series, Magnum P.I., what was the name of the estate where Thomas Magnum resided as a guest? Your choices are Robin's Nest, A, B, Oahu Manor, C, Higgins Hall, D, the King's Retreat. Let me go ahead and start a timer here, and then we're going to have to work through this. I'm going to do process of elimination on this one. I don't think it's Higgins Hall. So I'm down to 3. I don't think it's, and folks, don't go on my answers here. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't think it's Oahu Manor. So I think it's either the King's Retreat or Robin's Nest. I'm going to go with A, Robin's Nest. I think that was the name of the owner of the mansion. That's right. So let me go ahead and stop the timer. Already answered it anyway. The estate was owned by the celebrated and largely unseen Robin Masters. So I'm 2 of 3 so far. Oh, no. Question 4. In the Mary Tyler Moore Show, what were the call letters of the Minneapolis television station where Mary Richards worked? It's not, well, I'm going to start the timer. Here's your choices. A, WMTM TV. B, KMOV TV. C, WJM TV. Or D, WPK TV. We'll give everybody the remaining 10 or so seconds, and then I will give it my best shot. I think I know the answer to this one. I'm not like 100% certain, but I think I know the answer. I believe it's WJM TV. Yep, Mary worked in the newsroom of WJM TV, often noted as the lowest rated station in the city. Question number 5. Who was the only actor to appear in every single episode of the original Star Trek television series from 1966 to 1969? Ooh, that's a good one. Your choices are A, William Shatner, B, Leonard Nimoy, C, James Doohan, or D, DeForest Kelley. Wow. I think I can whittle it down to 2. And I just have to think. I can't imagine one particular character not being in every single episode, and that's the one I'm going to go with. Give everybody just a few more seconds. I'll take the timer off the screen now. I believe it is William Shatner. No. Oh, there. Oh, no. You can't count that. It says Shatner did not appear in the original pilot, The Cage, which was produced before he was cast as Kirk. Of course. Leonard Nimoy is the correct answer. While Shatner was the lead, Nimoy appeared in all episodes, including the original pilot, The Cage. I am 3 of 5, folks. 3 of 5. Let me go back here. We don't want to go to that one yet. And let me go full screen here for a minute. And let's get some scores. So I'm 3 of 5. Not doing all that well tonight. Let's see how everybody else is doing. Stewie Griffin, a.k.a. Terrell Bellinger, 3 of 5, just like me. Yes, he was in the repurposed version of The Cage, which was broadcast. Good point from channel member Superplex. Rachel in the 208 is 4 of 5, and I need your email address. I will put it on the screen again here for you, and I'll just leave it on for a minute. Let's see. Well, I don't want to put it on yet. I'll put it on after we're done getting scores. Let's see. Jeffrey Hunter was in the original pilot, says channel member Melissa Foster. Yes, he was. Gregory A. Champion. I was saying Gregoria earlier, wasn't I? Gregory A. Champion says 3 of 5. Nicely done. Jerry Gillespie, 2 of 5. You know what? It's decent. These are harder questions. Ward Arcade, 3 of 5. Cindy D, 3 of 5. I'm guessing that's what Me Too Dave is. Gina is Artisan Jewelry, 2 of 5. Kenneth Wilkinson, 3 of 5. Channel member Superplex, 1 of 5. Channel member Melissa Foster, 3 of 5. Cindy D, 3 of 4. Okay, maybe you're running a little behind. And Tracy Roth-Myers looks like she's running a little behind, 2 of 3. Cindy D, 3 of 5. Channel member John Collins, 4 of 5. The call letters bit me in the bippy. Media Archive Mike says 4 of 5 and says The Cage counts. Yeah. I'm counting it. I'm saying 3 of 5. I missed it. Yes, Ward. That's the important thing. Hopefully we're all having fun. Gary Carpenter, 2 of 5. Tracy Myers, 2 of 5. And Zuper says he is having fun. And Molinas is some of the viewers don't like Shatner. That's true. He can have something of a polarizing personality, one might say. And he is 94. Good point. Good point, Gary. All right, let's get on to the next round of questions here. No, we want to go bigger than that. Let's go here. All right. Next question is, the 1980s sitcom The Facts of Life was a spinoff from which other popular television series? Your choices are, let me get, I was going to put on, this is for you, Rachel in the 208. Now, you can always go back after the fact and look up these email addresses as well, but I'll leave it on for a minute or two here. Let's see, getting back to where I want to be. I want to get a timer on the screen here. Okay, 30 seconds has been deployed. Your choices are A, silver spoons, B, growing pains, C, different strokes, or D, give me a break. Again, what TV show did The Facts of Life spin off from? I think this one's a fairly easy one as well. At least I feel like it is. I feel like I'm going to be 4 of 6 after this one. All right, let me take the timer off the screen. And the correct answer is different strokes. The character of Edna Garrett was originally the housekeeper for the Drummond family on Different Strokes. Indeed, she was. Question 7. What was the name of the fictional Korean War mobile hospital unit in the long-running series MASH? Boy, they messed up on the asterisks there, didn't they? Anyway, was it the A, the 407th, B, the 101st, the C, the 5055th, or D, the 8063rd? What was the name of the fictional Korean War mobile hospital unit? All right, give folks about 10 seconds more. Go ahead and take the timer off the screen now. And I'm going to say I'm going to be 5 of 7 here because the correct answer is the 407th 7th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, hence the abbreviation MASH. Question 8. In the 1960s Batman television series starring Adam West, what was the real name of the character known as the Penguin? Now, if you've watched the most recent, if you watched Tim Burton's Batman Returns, if you watched the most recent The Batman movie, both of those movies had this character and shared his name in, although it was truncated in the most recent version of Batman, The Batman, and I'll share that in a minute. But your choices are, let me start the timer, A, Edward Nygma, B, Harvey Dent, C, Oswald Cobblepot, or D, Basil Carlo. And I will tell you that all of those names are the names of Batman villains. So, but yeah, I think of these villains, probably the Penguin is the most famous. He certainly made a ton of appearances on the Batman TV series. And I loved him, as played by Burgess Meredith, right? Edward Nygma was the Riddler. Harvey Dent was Two-Face, and Basil Carlo, I believe, was Clayface, at least the original version of Clayface. Oswald Cobblepot is the Penguin. True to the comments, the show identifies the Penguin as Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot. In the most recent, he was Oswald Cobblepot in Batman Returns. In the most recent The Batman movie, he was known as Oz Cobb. And he was known as Oz Cobb in the Penguin miniseries that was on HBO Max as well. A miniseries that I was unable to finish because I did not love how dark it went. And you know what? You guys know me. I don't love the swearing, and there was so much swearing in that Penguin miniseries. So anyway. All right, that is question number 8. And DCAA 62817 says, where were these names referenced? They've been referenced in all of the in the TV show, in the movies. The names are given. So, and the comics, of course. The comics is where they originated. So let's move on to question number 9. We're on number 9 already. Which primetime soap opera in the 1980s ended its 9th season with a famous dream revelation that nullified the entire previous season? Your choices are A, Dynasty, B, Dallas, C, Falcon Crest, or D, Knots Landing. I feel like I'm going to get this one right too. I remember this one. I did not watch it when it aired the first time, but such a big deal was made about it that I made it a point to watch it. I was a big fan of the actor who was involved in this whole nullification thing, Patrick Duffy, because I love the man from Atlantis. The correct answer is, of course, Dallas. The dream season was a way to bring back Patrick Duffy's character, Bobby Ewing, after he had been killed off. Final question, of the middle section, because we're going to do 15. But we'll get scores after this one. Question 10. On Cheers, what was the name of the first character played by Kelsey Grammer, who later received his own spinoff? Was his first name A. Niles? Oh, I should start the timer. Sorry, folks. Let me get that timer going. A. Niles, B. Frederick, C. Martin, or D. Frazier? Boy, you know, when they're hard, and when they're easy, right? That's the way I feel about these things. When they're hard, and when they're easy. I like this one. I like question 10. And we'll give folks just a few seconds more, and then we'll give the answer. I don't know if I even need to give anybody more time. I'm going to take it off the screen. Correct answer is Frazier. He was Frazier Crane. He first appeared in season 3 of Cheers as the love interest for Diane Chambers. All right, before we look at the next question, let's see scores. I am now 8 out of 10. Tell me how you're doing, folks. Let me know how you're doing. Ward Arcade says, by the way, Man from Atlantis was the first U.S. TV program put on television in mainland China. That's great trivia. I did not know that. Jerry Gillespie is 7 of 10. Doing well. I love it. Stewie Griffin fan, 8 of 10, a.k.a. Terrell Bellinger. Media Archive Mike, 9 of 10. Kenneth Wilkinson, 7 of 10. Channel member Tracy Roth Myers, 8 of 10. Ward Arcade, 7 out of 10, barely passing. No, it's a great score. Gina's Artisan Jewelry, 7 of 10. Channel Rachel in the 208 is killing it tonight. She's stomping all over all of us. She's got 9 of 10. Gregory A. Champion, 8 of 10. Channel member Superplex, 6 of 10. Channel member Melissa Foster, 7 of 10. Gary Carpenter, 6 of 10. Give folks another 10 seconds or so to get scores in. Channel member John Collins is 9 of 10. This quiz is 0 Thrash Pondos. Yeah, I should have put a rating on this one. I didn't. I would give this quiz so far 1 Thrash Pondo. Because, well, I would give it 2 Thrash Pondos because I've missed 2, and I don't usually miss 2 out of 10. I usually miss like 1 out of 10. But 2 out of 10, let's see if we can, this home stretch, the final 5, let's see how we do. Cindy D says Niles basically played the same character in Sleepless in Seattle. Frazier said in Seattle. Yeah. Cindy D's 8 for 10. Melina Long says the TV shows from the USA are not in Russia besides Colombo. Yeah. And DCAA is 5 out of I don't know how many. Came in late. Here's what I hope. I hope you're having a good time. Hope you're having fun with us. I should have gone full screen for these. Sorry about that, folks. Didn't. That's okay. Let's keep rolling as we get this final batch of questions. Question number 11. In the Brady Bunch, what was the maiden name? Oh, my goodness. I know this one. Of the mother, Carol Brady. Okay. And let me start the timer, and we'll go through the choices. Let's see. Timer engaged. Your choices are A, Martin, B, Whitfield. Boy, things are really slowing down, aren't they? They're to crawl. I think I'm going to stop the timer for the remainder of the thing. It just doesn't seem to be working anyway. A, Martin, B, Whitfield, C, Nelson, or D, Tyler. And I'll just give folks a few more seconds to put their answer in the chat or just lock it in their noggin. By the time we return for emergency trivia in 2 weeks, I will have a brand new setup that will smoke things. It'll be just awesome. We won't be dealing with any sort of lag. So thanks to everybody for their patience with me tonight and my little Surface laptop. The little Surface laptop that could, right? All right. Correct answer is Martin A. Oh, man. No. Really? Oh, this is the maiden name. I knew she was Carol Martin. That was the name of her first husband, not her maiden name. Oh, man, this goes up to 3 Thrash Pondos for that question alone. Oh. D, though rarely mentioned, it is established in the pilot that Carol's maiden name was Tyler. A, this was the last name of her first husband in the original scripts, not her maiden name. Oh, man. They got me. They got me good. Holy cow. Question number 12. What was the catchphrase of the character Arnold Jackson on the sitcom Different Strokes? Your choices are A, sit on it. B, what you talking about, Willis? C, how rude. D, dynamite. All right, I'll read them one more time. This is the catchphrase of the character Arnold Jackson on Different Strokes. Your choices are A, sit on it. B, what you talking about, Willis? C, how rude. Or D, dynamite. I'm going to go ahead and share the answer. I think they shouldn't have put Willis on here. That kind of gives it away. The phrase delivered by Gary Coleman became one of the most recognizable catchphrases of the 1980s. I think what you talking about would have been well enough, and we gave too much away there with that one. So I am now what? That was question 12. I am now 9 of 12. Okay. Question 13. On Gilligan's Island, which character was formerly known as the professor but actually had the name of Roy Hinckley? Well, this is weird. They should say which actor. This question's weird. We're going to scratch it. Because this is, we'll just ask it this way. On Gilligan's Island, what was the name of the actor who played the professor, who was also Roy Hinckley? Your choices are A, Russell Johnson, B, Alan Hill Jr., C, Bob Denver, or D, Jim Backus. So again, the question is, on Gilligan's Island, which actor played the professor, but who was also known as Roy Hinckley? Your choices are A, Russell Johnson, B, Alan Hill Jr., C, Bob Denver, or D, Jim Backus. Correct answer is A, Russell Johnson, who brilliantly played the character who was able to fix everything but the darn boat. Question 14. Which 1970s detective series set in Hawaii became famous for the phrase "book 'em Dano"? Did it originate in the 70s or did it start in the late 60s? It ran for the most period of time in the 70s for sure. Your choices are A, Columbo, B, The Rockford Files, C, Hawaii Five-0, or D, Kojak. Again, the question is, which 1970s detective series was set in Hawaii and became famous for the phrase "book 'em Dano"? Your choices are A, Columbo, B, The Rockford Files, C, Hawaii Five-0, or D, Kojak. The correct answer is Hawaii Five-0. Steve McGarrett would frequently utter this line to his partner, Danny Williams, at the end of the episodes. Final question of the evening. In the 1980s action series MacGyver, what was the character's first name, which was not revealed until the final season? I do not know the answer to this question. I can whittle it down to 2, I think, just from guessing. But your choices are A, Arthur, B, Alistair, C, Angus, or D, Andrew. Question 15. In the 1980s action series MacGyver, what was the character's first name, which was not revealed until the final season? Your choices are A, Arthur, B, Alistair, C, Angus, or D, Andrew. I'm saying it isn't Andrew or Arthur. Those two are too common. It's either Alistair or Angus, and I'm going to go Angus. And I am correct. Angus MacGyver's first name remained a mystery until the episode Good Night MacGyver in season 7. I ended with 12 of 15, folks. How did you do? How did you do? Let me go ahead and go full screen here. Boy, things are super laggy on my end. I'm hoping they are not on yours. I am hoping, fingers crossed, this little Surface Pro was able to do its job until I can upgrade my webcam and my audio and video for the next live stream in a couple of weeks. Final scores. Channel member Superplex, 9 of 15. You can't be 22 out of 25, Jerry. We only had 15. Were you 12 of 15? Kenneth Wilkinson, 1 out of 15. That can't be right either, Kenneth. I can't. If that is your score, go fun out of 15. Fun out of 15. Media Archive Mike, 13 out of 15. Book 'em. Ward Arcade, 12 of 15, just like me. Well done, Ward. Rachel in the 208, our channel member, Rachel, our winner of the magazine tonight, Rachel, 13 of 15. Gregory A. Champion, 12 of 15. Kenneth Wilkinson was 12 of 15. Gary Carpenter was 10 of 15. Oh, man, it's breaking my heart to know that we were laggy tonight. Channel member Tracy Rothmeyer's 11 out of 15. Let's see. Jerry Gillespie, 12 of 15. Yes. Go Knicks. Cindy D, 12 out of 15. Terrell Bellinger, 13 out of 15. No worries, Jerry. No worries. DCAA was here just for the last little bit. 7 of 9. Good job. Gina's Artisan Jewelry, 11 out of 15. And channel member Melissa Foster, 10 out of 15. Or thereabouts. She lost count. What a great night. What a great night, folks. I have had so much fun hanging out with you, despite all the technical issues that I've had. It's been an absolute blessing to have you all hanging out with me tonight. You're the best. Thank you so much for hanging out, for being here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks when I do some Emergency. Yes, the television show from the 70s starring Randolph Mantooth and Kevin Tighe, right? It's Gage and DeSoto. That's going to be fun. Gonna really enjoy that one, I think. And community member, channel member Sarah, My Flock is Everywhere, is going to join me for that. So it should be a good time. In the meantime, remember, you guys are all pretty darn special. Thanks for joining me, and we'll talk to you all soon. Have a great week.
Don't be a joker. Click on that little thumbs up icon and give this video a like.
Boy, tell you, the problems I'm having tonight, right? See y'all later. I'm going to get Fred on here, I promise.
You are special.
Click on that thumbnail cause it's time to go. Dave's got the classics, let the memories flow. TV shows and movies that we all hold so dear. On his YouTube channel he's keeping memories near. Dave Sundstrom, bringing back the good stuff, oh yeah.